Tonight, a Montana man has been sentenced to the maximum. 60 years in state prison for the fatal stabbing of his girlfriend nearly 2 years ago. The ruling brings closure to a multi-state investigation that began with a missing person report and ended with a direct confession at the door of a recreational vehicle. The victim, 34-year-old Megan Ashley Stedman, disappeared in early 2023. Investigators traced her whereabouts to a 1973 RV traveling between Montana and Idaho. When officers approached the vehicle in Idaho Falls, the suspect, 44-year-old Christopher Brandon Files, stepped outside and admitted to killing her. Her body was recovered inside. Files later told detectives that, after an argument, then fearing Stedman might call police due to an active no-contact order, he attacked her with a kitchen knife. December 14, 2023, Walmart, Bozeman. Montana security cameras show Stedman and Files walking side by side into Walmart. Nothing seems unusual. They browse, they shop, it appears routine. But it would turn out to be the last confirmed moment Megan was seen alive. December 15th, suspicious purchases the next day. Files returns alone. Records show he purchases a list of items that, on paper, raised immediate red flags for investigators. An area rug, paper towels, a pliers box cutter set, zip-top bags, bleaching cleaners, duct tape, paracord, contractor-sized trash bags, and a variety of cutting tools, including a hacksaw and drywall saw. Prosecutors later said that the collection of items didn't just stand out, it helped them establish a timeline of behavior before and after the killing. Late December 2023, inside the RV, weeks later. During an interview with detectives, Files admitted what happened next. He said he and Stedman were parked overnight in a Walmart lot when an argument broke out. He feared she might call the police because there was a no-contact order in place between them. As the argument escalated, he grabbed a kitchen knife and stabbed her in the neck and chest, intending to kill her. He told officers he ran out of the RV in panic. But moments later, he returned and finished the killing, stabbing her multiple times in the upper back until she stopped moving. January 2024, Idaho Falls. Idaho. Weeks passed before detectives tracked the RV to Idaho Falls, when local officers knocked on the door. Files stepped out and immediately said, "I am Chris Files. I killed my girlfriend. She is in the RV. Inside." Officers found Stedman's body in the back of the RV. October 2024 plea agreement, with the evidence overwhelming from the confession to the timeline to the surveillance footage. Files accepted a plea deal, admitting to first-degree deliberate homicide. In exchange, prosecutors dropped several additional charges, including aggravated animal cruelty involving the victim's dog. January 2025. Sentencing day inside the courtroom. Stedman's 16-year-old daughter stood before the judge and read an emotional statement. She described sleepless nights, fear, and grief, saying she wakes from nightmares about the courtroom itself. She asked the court to impose the maximum sentence. When it was his turn to speak, Files told the judge he thinks about Megan every day, and that she did not deserve what happened. Judge Rhianne McLeay delivered the ruling: 60 years in state prison, the maximum allowed under Montana law. Why did the judge choose the maximum sentence? Because the killing was intentional, violent, and took place despite an active court order meant to keep the couple apart. The judge determined that public safety and the severity of the crime warranted the harshest punishment. Did investigators consider the Walmart purchases proof of premeditation? Not necessarily premeditation, but they strongly supported the timeline and raised suspicions about efforts to hide or manage the aftermath of the crime. Why were other charges dropped? This is common in plea agreements. Prosecutors often focus on the most serious, most provable charge in this case: deliberate homicide in exchange for a guaranteed conviction without a lengthy trial. Asterisk. Experts reviewing the case point to several behavioral elements. Escalating conflict within a relationship already marked by legal restrictions, fear of consequences. which Files said triggered his violent reaction, impulsivity, and emotional dysregulation, seen in both the initial attack and his return to the RV to continue the assault post-incident remorse, which appears genuine but does not negate the pattern of violence. Overall, the psychological profile suggests a combination of panic, anger, and disregard for legal boundaries culminating in a deadly decision made under intense emotional pressure. Asterisk tonight. Theos tonight. The case is officially closed. A mother lost, a daughter grieving, and a community left with hard questions about domestic violence and the systems meant to protect victims. For the Stedman family, the sentence brings a measure of finality to nearly 2 years of uncertainty. But the story serves as a sobering reminder. Tensions inside a relationship, when combined with fear, instability, and the presence of weapons, can escalate into irreversible tragedy. This concludes our report.